Well, it's the soundtrack of life. You know, everybody, most people, almost everybody likes music, listens to music. There's music in the air all the time, all around the world. And that's pretty much what it is. It's really like the soundtrack of life. It struck me right off the bat when I was small. It's important to me because it's part of what I'm made of, I do believe. You know, it's like, you know, you listen to music and it attracts you. And it started, you know, I was small. Like most people, most musicians especially, you know, they got attracted to it very, very young. Then that's what kind of what's happened there.
I get high when I see you go by. Oh my, just the sight of you making sight fly. Oh, butterfly, why am I so shy when I'm beside?
I started off in the drum and bugle corps, and I started off playing drums. I was always like, you know, hitting on stuff like that. I was a kid. And I started off on drums, but I really couldn't get my flams and paradiddles down, so I switched over to a valve bugle. You know, so basically pretty much it's pretty much a trumpet. So I played that for 3 years, I think it was 2 or 3 years. And then when we moved to Westchester, I started singing in the chorus, had a really good chorus teacher. She knew Duke Ellington and got us to sing with him and that kind of stuff. Then I started playing congas. And that was like in '61. I started playing congas, and then I got on TV with a little high school band or something like that. And I used to go down to, I lived in New York, and I used to go down to Orchard Beach and all the places in the Bronx, see the Latin people, something like that, you know. Then I picked up Washboard like 10 years later. I picked it up from a fella in Key West, a fella named Vaughn Cochran. He's a really fine watercolor artist too. But he was playing Washboard, pretty much the same setup I have, a copy from him. And when I saw him, I was like, man, that just looks so cool. And he used to play with Jimmy Buffett way before Margaritaville, something like that. You know, they go way back. So when I was down there, that was in '71. Buffer was there, Jerry Jeff Walker, and but anyway, so I saw him play, and like he liked the way I played congas. I kind of liked the way he played Washboard, so we just kind of like keep watching each other or stuff like that, see what we were doing. But yeah, then I picked that up.
Washboard Chaz.
No, I never could figure out how to read music. So what I had to do was, especially in the drum bugle, was memorize it. You know, get an idea like what the song was like, and then I had to memorize everything. So that's what to this day I can still go back over songs we played and know how they go from like 40, 50 years ago. I like performing. I do like performing. I like I think I like that's the most. I like the studio because you can, you're creating stuff right there. You know, I'm not much of a songwriter. I have spurts of songwriting and stuff like that. You know, but the thing I like about performing is like you with your people, you do in the audience, connected with people, things along those lines. In the studio, you're refining stuff, trying stuff out and everything like that. Still working with your fellows in the band, but you're not connected with an audience. So I like performing a little bit better than the studio, but I like the studio. And I do like that creative process of putting songs together and stuff, so that people will hopefully buy them. I remember when my father's side of the family from the Bahamas, so I definitely remember Harry Belafonte's The Banana Boat song. But my sister was older than me. She's like, well, she just passed. She's like 8 years older than me, so she's a teenager then when Chuck Berry came out. So I remember some of the early stuff like Little Richard stuff. I like the sound of the saxophone. The saxophone, I think, sounds most like the human voice out of all the other instruments, you know. Sometimes I see them more like waves. You know, like I feel like I listen, because like when I'm listening, I'm playing along with somebody. I'm improvising. I play a bebop kind of style, so I'm kind of playing along with what they're doing, try to play the melody too. So I'm listening to the waves and stuff. It's like I don't listen to the words, what they're saying. I listen to how the inflection and stuff like that. It's when and from there I can kind of get the idea of what they're saying and how they inflect and the inflection of their tones and their voices and stuff. So like half the time, Alex and I were singing together. He was singing a part. I said, well, I have no idea what he's saying. I had to listen to it on the radio, on a record. But I hear the tenor of his voice and things like that. That's why I listen to when I'm backing up somebody that's singing and stuff like that. Waves.
I play the notes to make a full moon rise and a man's alive. I cry
Dogs and kids. Yeah, we've had 4 dogs, my wife and I. We got a husky now, and husky, boo, woo, 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 they talk to you. I love playing with kids. I did one day with a group of kids that were deaf. And they were able to listen. I had a guy friend of mine that was the teacher there, and they were able to hear the vibration of the board and dance along and everything like that. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I do stuff with, I've done stuff with disadvantaged kids and the disabled kids.
You see my baby held an aisle. Hurry up, got him home. He had no luck with a woman.
It's fun to watch them because they pick up on stuff. They're attracted to the washboard or any instrument. Like, it's funny, like you see kids, sometimes they like the washboard, sometimes they like the guitar. But the washboard, especially when they get older, like 6, 7, 8, that's something you can do. They can say, so you can't break it, so play it a little bit, come on, hit the bell, and do that kind of stuff like that. And try to get them interested in alternative form of the percussion. That's all it is the percussion instrument. Every culture had a scraping instrument for some form of percussion. So that's basically what it is. And I have my 2 cans and woodblock. The cans are kind of like bells. They're like cymbals, but also they're like bongos. I do a lot of bongo stuff like that on them. So I'm trying to do a combination of bongos and scraping stuff. So combination of hand percussion and then scraping the hand percussion. So, and then I got my desk bell that cuts through everything. Women love the bell. I swear to goodness, they just love the bell. I don't know why. I would think a documentary of the great tenors from that period that came up. A lot of them that came out of the territorial bands like McKinney's, Cotton Pickers, and stuff along those lines, and they all hooked up in Kansas City. And the one thing they had in common was play the blues. And so from the blues came the jazz out of Kansas City, the Charlie Parker, et cetera, and stuff like that. But yeah. I think my greatest accomplishment is having a career playing mostly washboard. And I get to play with some really great people. And I played a song a couple of years ago at Telluride with Emmylou Harris and people along those lines. And I played with John Hammond, that with Bonnie Raitt, stuff like that. But I think this my biggest accomplishment is just being able to make a career out of just playing washboard. And I've been in New Orleans now 23 years, and it's the only city where I never had a straight job. So it's been good. It's been good for me here, because the music bubbles up from the street in this town. This is like the only city I think you can make a living just staying here playing. You may go off a little bit on the road. I mean, once you get big, you have to go on the road. Adders, people like that, But those local cats, you got conventions coming in, you got people weddings and stuff like that. So you can get into that, and you can't really do that other places unless you're in the symphony or something along those lines, But I know a lot of them cats live in New York. They're not big. They're not living be able to do it there. They all got straight jobs, or they have to travel.
Washboard Jazz, Uncle Jazz.